Welcome to the news station of Dong Nai Radio and Television. Here are all the news today. The implementation of the European Union Vietnam Free Trade Agreement (EVFTA) opens a promising future in the Vietnam-EU relationship. After 2 months since the agreement went into effect, several businesses have enjoyed the first benefits.
According to the Ministry of Industry and Trade, the authorized organizations have so far issued about 23,800 sets of certificates of origin CO form EUR.1 with a turnover of about 963 million US dollars to 28 EU countries. In addition, businesses exporting goods to the EU also self-certify the origin for more than 660 consignments worth about 2 million US dollars. Data from the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development also show that Vietnam's agricultural, forestry, and fishery exports began to flourish. Orders to the EU in August increased by 10% in turnover compared to July. Vietnam's rice prices also improved after the EVFTA took effect. The first 126 tons of fragrant rice were exported to the EU at 0% tax rate on September 22nd. The initial results are positive, especially in the context of difficult market conditions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic.
Pepper exports are showing signs of recovery, but experts still recommend that Vietnamese pepper businesses need to actively cooperate with international partners to extend consumption markets and increase product quality.
According to the Bureau of Agro-Processing and Market Development, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, pepper exports in September 2020 reached 18,000 tons, worth $45 million, increasing 20.4% in volume and 22.2% in value compared to September last year. For the first 9 months of the year, pepper exports were estimated at 220,000 tons, worth $489 million, decreasing 5.9% in volume and 17.6% in value over the same period last year. According to the Vietnam Pepper Association, the domestic pepper output in 2020 is estimated at 240,000 tons, decreasing 15% compared to the 2019. This affects the export target of 280,000 tons, worth to $800 million US dollars of the industry this year.
The forecast of early voting turnout in the November 3rd U.S. presidential election may reach the highest for more than a century. There are at least 23 states in the U.S. with higher number of early voting than in 2016.
According to the Wall Street Journal, in at least 23 states, there are higher early voting turnout than in the election of 2016. Since many were wary of COVID-19 and wanted to make an early choice. Among those states are many battlefield states such as Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Michigan. President Trump's personal vote in Florida has triggered a wave of early voting among Republican supporters here. According to Politico, by October 25th, Republican voters have shortened the gap in the number of votes cast compared to the Democrats and expected this gap will narrow within the next few days. In Texas, a survey of Queen's Park University shows that the ratings of the two candidates are equal.
The U.S. State Department, the Armenian and the Azerbaijan governments said that the humanitarian ceasefire in Nagorno-Karabakh would take effect from 8 a.m. October 26 local time.
The statement was made after the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo met two counterparts of Armenia and Azerbaijan on October 23 in Washington to promote peace after a meeting among the core chairmen of the Minsk Group of Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE. Before that, there were humanitarian ceasefire orders meditated by Russia as well. However, these ceasefire orders were violated by the parties.
That's all the news today. Thank you for listening.